Hi, I'm Nate from Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds, and with me and my esteemed colleagues.
I'm Ted.
Dave.
And today we're going to be talking about poisons and being poisoned from the DMG for 5th edition.
I didn't think the DMG itself was a poison.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, for the DMG.
Oh, yeah. So what you're saying is the DMG is not like a dagger of venom. I can't just
No, but if you slap somebody really hard with it, it might be contact.
I don't know. If you read the pages too quickly and you turn them, you get a nasty paper.
Yeah, injury.
Yeah, it's more like a hazard than a poison, though.
No, we did hazards earlier, so darn. All right,
So what do you got?
well, they've got it broken down into what the different types are, and they give you a whole bunch of different options, and I think it's it's a nice little selection. You of course can use these as a a template to being able to make up your own, especially if you have some unique creatures or unique assassins to your world.
Well, one of the things this does, because I've seen online the question's been asked over and over again. I have a poisoner's kit. What can I do with it? And then pretty much I was like, you can't do anything with it. We don't have a DMG.
Yeah.
Because in the player's handbook, there's a basic poison and it sucks.
Right.
Well, in this, there's about a dozen poisons listed, ranging from 150 gold pieces to 2,000 gold pieces. And it also, gives you the rules from extracting poison from monsters.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which you can do either with a poisoner's kit proficiency or knowledge in nature skill check. So that there is pretty helpful. All the different kinds, and like you said, we have 4 different types of poison. Which we talked about the poisons a little bit when we discussed traps.
Right.
Because what's a good trap without some poison?
Oh, absolutely. How else do you make traps even more deadly? Just throw on some venom.
Yeah, so there's the contact, which you touch it, the ingest it, you eat it, the inhale, you breathe it in, and then the injury, which is where you get cut or stabbed or injected with it and damages you.
So the sections are the types, some sample poisons, purchasing poison, and crafting and harvesting poison. Which, we kind of talked about the crafting and harvesting already. So the rules are there. So now that you guys, which are poisoner kits, you know what you can do. It says what you would expect it to say at the very beginning. Given their insidious and deadly nature, poisons are illegal in most societies, but are a favorite tool among assassins, drow, and other evil creatures. They just blatantly just call out the drow right there. Like, you are a poisonous race.
Yeah, dirty poison and rogue race.
So do you have a favorite poison?
Yeah, I do. Actually, there's a couple that are pretty brutal, and then there's I like different ones for different reasons.
All right, pick your one. What do you got?
I gotta just pick one.
Pick one. Go back to the other ones that you like. You'll give honorable mention. How about you, Nate? You got a favorite?
All right, I'm just gonna go Midnight Tears, only because I just think it's interesting that it's got a clock and it activates at midnight. Yeah. I'm like, well, what if you're in a different time zone? Does it activate at every midnight? What if you're in one place, right, and it goes to midnight, and then you move to another place and it goes to midnight again? Does it go off again?
Yeah, what happens if it happens? You teleport to where the sun's still shining and you get hit with it again?
I don't think the gaming world has time zones, Dave.
But I just thought it was interesting that it activated at midnight.
I think that is unique and interesting.
Hey, you know what? It only happens once, it looks like, so you're fine. Doesn't matter how many times midnight happens in one day for you.
As soon as it happens the first time.
24-hour period for you.
You take your damage.
Yeah. So
I like the burnt ether fumes.
You would.
It's an ongoing thing, and it has the ability to just basically keep nickel and diming them. And it takes 3 successful saves for the poison to end. So I think that's pretty cool.
I actually like that mechanic that they added where certain poisons require a certain amount of successful saving throws to negate the poison.
Yes, like my favorite poison. The pale tincture. It's ingested, but, you can change that, like I would. And you get a DC save 16, it's kind of rough. And you take a D6 point of damage. Not a big deal. But, first off, you have to make 7 successful saving throws per day. Each day you can make a saving throw, so each 24-hour period. Or you take another D6. So, I mean, you could have this for weeks if you've got a really bad con save. And the best part about this is, well, the worst part for the people getting hit with it, but the best part about it, from my perspective, is that the poison damage isn't healable until you make the 7 saves.
And you did miss. Let's see. Saving throw takes less poison damage to become poison. Poison creature must repeat the saving throw every 24 hours, taking die 6 poison damage on a fail save. Until the poison ends, the damage poison deals can't be healed by any means. So you take the damage whether you pass or fail.
No, you take a d6 on a failed save.
Yeah, taking d6 poison damage on a failed save. If you pass it, you don't take any damage, and you're closer to having it go out of your system.
So 7 successful saves, which means
at DC 16,
it's
best
rough. A week.
Yeah,
And any damage you've taken until this thing is done cannot be healed. That is just sick.
So
is it only by the healed from the poison, or is it healed in general?
It's poison damage. So the damage the poison deals can't be healed by any means.
The official wording is until this poison ends, the poison that this poison deals can't be healed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just from the poison.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, if you got poison from other stuff, you could heal it.
Right.
But you can't heal this poison.
Or
damage.
if you got stabbed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or crushed.
I said those parts.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't specifically
so
mention.
what's your honorable mention there, Dave, that you wanted to bring up?
Actually, I was going to bring that one up because I like the fact that it takes 7 successful saves to end that sucker.
I like
just watch who you take good berries from. That's all I can say.
It's got a good Doom of Damocles feel to it.
I like it for the fact that it's ongoing, but things can't be healed. So you've got the that person in the party who thinks they're all that. You slip something in, and they're not going to be doing so well.
Yeah, and then
if you're evil, you could do that.
Well,
the other interesting thing is the Drought Poison, right? Is the fact if you fails by 5 or more, the creature you're unconscious. So I like the stuff, the new mechanics they added into the poison section. Mm-hmm. Multiple saving throws to defeat the poison. If you fail by the save really bad, there's an extra consequence.
Yeah, that's an M&M mechanic right there.
An M&M? Oh yeah. Yeah, kind of. It is. But it's a deviation from previous editions of the game and how poisons were used.
It's not just one and done.
And then they put back some of the lethality of the poisons.
Like purple worm poison?
Without going back old school to, set first and second edition where it was like, oh, you failed your save? Hand me your character sheet.
dead.
You're in a coma, you will die from in about a week.
Well, if you look at the ones that are injury, let's just take, for example, you brought up purple worm. It does 12 die 6 damage on a failed save, half on a successful one. So you've got that assassin character who's an assassin, so therefore they're getting sneak attack dice. So they hit you with their short sword from surprise. There's an automatic crit. They're doubling their sneak attack damage, and they're getting this. It's going back to the rogue fireball all in one.
Technically you would double the poison damage as well.
Really? Wow.
All dice get doubled.
I think it's going to make me nauseous.
A third level rogue would get 2 sneak attack dice, right? Is it 1 or 2 at third level?
I think it's still 1 at that.
So it's only 1. Plus their short sword or rapier or whatever they're using. We'll just say a die 6 weapon for anyway. So that's 2 die 6 plus 12 die 6. So that's 14 die 6. 28 die 6.
But as a third level character, do you really have the 2,000 gold for
per hit? The 2,000 gold per hit.
I don't know.
That one's expensive.
Yeah,
it depends on what campaign you're in.
If you're a poisoner, you can make a career out of incapacitating purple worms and taking their poisons.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's real easy.
I just keep one locked up in the tower.
You just gotta shoot it with a lot of Drow poison until it goes unconscious, and then
until it fails by 5 or more.
Yeah, which I don't know if that's even possible for it to fail at a DC 13 by 5.
Maybe on
the dice will eventually be on your side.
But in the meantime, you've been pissing it off. If it had a face, it would certainly make angry faces.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, maybe you have. Okay, so maybe he only has Wolverine poison.
And Wyvern's still, still pretty good. That's 7 die 6.
That would only be 18 die 6
Yeah.
of explodingness.
Well, no, 7, 9, 11, 22.
At a discount too, 1,200.
Yeah. And that's certainly doable as a 3rd level character. And if you've got something that you really need to kill.
Really, really.
Well, yeah,
need
that
to
would
kill
be an
it.
important thing to have.
When you really need it dead.
Yeah.
Call Bob's Assassins.
Well,
So I'm really happy with the poison section. I was thrilled when I read it. Like, I've been reading through this book, and I've been just taking the little sections at a time, and just really kind of devouring and enjoying them.
There's a lot of good stuff in here. I love the presentation. I love the layout.
Traps and poisons are like 2 of my favorite sections now. I can't wait to run again.
Soon enough. Soon enough.
So with that, you guys, what do you guys think of poisons? You can let us know in the comments. While you're at it, like, share, and subscribe.
Check us out on Facebook.
you can also join us on the conversation on Reddit.
And with that, until next time,
Stay nerdy.